I thought buying the ring was the biggest decision I'd have to make. Turns out, it wasn't even close. She said the wedding was off, said she wasn't sure anymore. So I did something reckless. I sold the ring, packed a bag, and flew to Paris. With her best friend. You ever watch someone's lips move and know, before they even say the words, that your whole world is about to shift? That was me, sitting on the edge of a beige sectional in the living room we'd furnished together. A couch I picked out, a lamp she insisted on, and right there, with a trembling hand clutching her chamomile tea, Jess looked at me and said, "I don't think I can do this anymore." It was mid-April. The wedding was supposed to be in August. I had just picked up the ring a week ago, a 1.5-carat oval diamond, platinum band, clean and understated. Like her. She hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't even told her I bought it. "Do what?" I asked, even though I already knew. She looked down, her voice small but steady. "The wedding. Us. I'm not sure I'm ready." You ever feel the air get sucked out of a room? That's what it felt like. Not anger. Not even heartbreak, at least not yet. Just this dull, leaden silence in my chest. We'd been together for 3 years. Lived together for 2. Met at a trivia night downtown. She beat me to the buzzer on a Springsteen question. That's how it started. We laughed, exchanged numbers, grabbed a drink 2 nights later, and never really looked back. I thought we were solid. Sure, we had our fights. She hated how I left dishes soaking for 2 days. I hated how she set 10 alarms and snoozed through all of them. But we had Sunday morning pancakes and inside jokes and Spotify playlists for every road trip. I thought we were building something. But sitting there, I watched her eyes, not scared, not confused, just tired. And I knew this wasn't a sudden thing. This had been simmering under the surface for weeks. Months, maybe. Why now? I asked. Why not say something before we booked a venue? Before we picked a damn cake? She looked guilty, like a kid who broke something they weren't supposed to touch. I thought I'd feel more sure with time. I thought it was just nerves. It wasn't nerves. It was detachment. "I'm sorry," she added. That's the part that stuck with me the most. Not the breakup. The apology. Like she spilled coffee on my shirt or dented my car. Like ending a life we'd been building was a minor inconvenience. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't plead. I just nodded. Told her I'd crash at my brother's place for a while. I packed a duffel bag, grabbed my toothbrush, a few shirts, and the ring box, still in its brown paper bag from the jeweler. I didn't open it. Couldn't look at it. For the next week, I moved through the motions like I was underwater. Woke up on Rob's couch. Made instant coffee. Answered work emails. Avoided the group chat where her name still pinged up occasionally, where her best friend, Kara, sent updates about bridal shower ideas. Kara. That's a whole other part of this. She called me a few days later. Said she heard. Said she was sorry. We talked for an hour that night. Then another night. And another. Not about feelings, not at first. Just nothing and everything. Work stress. Her awful neighbors. Old TV shows we both loved. It felt easy. Familiar. I didn't tell her about the ring at first. That came later, maybe a week into our nightly phone talks. "Wait, you actually bought it already?" she asked. "Yeah." Silence on the other end. "What are you going to do with it?" "Not sure," I said, even though I already had it listed on a resale site. "Half what I paid, maybe less." "You should keep it," she said. "Use it for someone who deserves it." That made me laugh. First real laugh since Jess dropped the bomb. It was short, bitter, but it cracked something open. "Maybe I'll pawn it and take a trip," I joked. "Run off to Paris or something." Another pause. "I've never been to Paris," she said softly. A few nights later, she texted me. "If you're serious about going, I have PTO saved up." I didn't respond right away, just stared at the screen. And the next day, I sold the ring. Clean deal. No haggling. Just a silent goodbye to the thing that was supposed to mean forever. And I booked 2 flights. To Paris. With Kara. We landed in Paris on a gray morning. The kind that makes everything feel like it's moving in slow motion. Rain misted the taxi windows as we rode from Charles de Gaulle to our hotel in the 6th arrondissement. Kara sat next to me, her forehead pressed to the glass, watching the city pass like it was a dream. Neither of us said much on the drive. I think we both knew this wasn't just a trip. It was an escape hatch, a soft reset. We checked into a modest boutique hotel with wood beams and old stone walls. Romantic in a way we tried not to acknowledge. We were just friends. That was the line. But that line blurred fast in a city like Paris. That first night, We walked along the Seine, rain turning the cobblestones slick. She wore this olive green jacket I'd never seen before, her hair up, little strands falling loose around her face. We stopped at a crepe stand, and she laughed, really laughed, for the first time in weeks. "You okay?" I asked, handing her a Nutella crepe. She nodded. "Are you?" I shrugged. Getting there. And it was true. The city, the space, the distance from everything back home. It helped. The pain didn't vanish, but it quieted. By the third night, the line wasn't just blurred, it was gone. We were walking back from dinner in Le Marais, both a little tipsy from red wine, both pretending we weren't brushing hands every few steps. She stopped suddenly on a quiet side street, looked up at me with this searching expression. "You know this is crazy, right?" she said. I nodded. "Completely. But I don't want to go back to pretending we're just friends." Neither did I. So I kissed her. Soft at first. Hesitant. But she didn't pull away. She leaned into it. And just like that, the narrative changed. We spent the rest of the week together like a couple, mornings at cafes, afternoons at museums, nights wrapped in each other. We didn't talk about Jess. Not really. She hovered around the edges of our conversations, like a ghost, but we never invited her in. And for the first time in a long time, I felt chosen. Not tolerated. Not analyzed. Just wanted. But it couldn't stay like that. When we got back to the States, reality was waiting for us. Kara and Jess weren't just casual friends. They were best friends. Kara had been in the wedding party, had helped pick the damn dress. And now she'd slept with her best friend's ex-fiancé 2 weeks after the engagement ended. I didn't hear from Jess until 4 days later. A simple message, "Can we talk?" I didn't answer, because I didn't know what I'd say. What do you say to someone who walked away from you, only to realize they might have made a mistake, after you've already crossed into something new? Kara and I tried to keep things quiet, but it never stays quiet. Not in our circle. Word got out. Jess found out. And when she did, all hell broke loose. She showed up at my apartment, furious, hurt, not because she wanted me back, but because she never expected Kara. That betrayal, that breach of trust between women, cut deeper than anything I could have done alone. "You couldn't wait," she shouted. "You couldn't even give it a month?" "I waited 3 years, Jess." That shut her up for a second, but only for a second. She left in tears, and Kara stopped answering my calls for a week after that. I think she needed space. Or maybe she just realized what we'd done was more than impulsive. It was unforgivable, at least to Jess. Eventually, Kara called. We met at a park. She looked tired, worn down by the fallout. "I don't regret Paris," she said, "but I regret hurting her." I nodded. "Me too. Do you think we can come back from this?" I didn't have an answer. And maybe that was the answer. We didn't try to make it official after that. We didn't deny it either. We just let it be what it was, a moment that mattered, even if it couldn't last. 6 months later, I'm still single. I still think about Paris sometimes. About Kara's hand in mine as we watched the Eiffel Tower sparkle at midnight. About Jess and what could have been. About the ring I never got to give. But more than anything, I think about how fast something can shift. How one person saying, "I'm not sure anymore," can change the entire direction of your life. I never did get the ring back, but I got something else. Clarity. Closure, maybe. Or just the truth that sometimes the thing you think is the end, it's really just the start of something else.